Hello, my name's Linda. I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm making a wiper card today. I'm going to be using the Snail Mail Stamp Set. I'm also using Textured Essentials just for a little bit of background. I've already done a little bit of preparation here, so I've stamped out some of the images and coloured them in. I've also die cut a couple of mushrooms and I've done a little hello. Hopefully you can see I've actually coloured the background in from my snail as well, so it sort of it blends into the background of the card. So I'm using Balmy Blue and Soft Sea Foam. I've also stamped a Happy Mail enclosed, and I'm going to be using the postage punch just to punch this out. I'm going to put this on the front of the card. There we go. My Soft Sea Foam is 7 by 1.5 inches and the Balmy Blue is 7 by 4 inches. This is going to make a 4 by 4 card, and this little piece is going to be the wiper element. We might have to cut it down a bit. At the moment I've got that at 1.25 by 3 inches. I'm going to start just by doing a little bit of stamping. I'm going to start by using this stamp, and I'm using my Balmy Blue ink. I'm actually going to stamp off onto a piece of paper I've got aside of me and then stamp on. Stamping off and stamping on. And there you go. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted there to be a little bit of interest in the back. I'm doing the same with the strip of Soft Sea Foam. I'm using Soft Sea Foam ink. I'm going for this stamp this time. And I'm stamping off again, and I'm going just along. And there I have my two pieces, and we're going to do some scoring now. So we want to score at 1.5 inches and 3 inches, just like this, and then we're scoring 1.5 and 3 inches again. There we go. For the larger piece we need this one to be a belly and this one to be a mountain, so just going to fold that over and burnish, and then back the other way and burnish. So that's going to be like so. And on our smaller strip we want the score marks at the left hand side, and we want this one to be a valley and this one to be a mountain. So just folding and burnishing. And so then the card is going to go together like this. I'm going to start by sticking our bottom piece to our background, and on the back I've put some double-sided tape, and so this is going to be on the long piece here, and it's going to be sticking to here. So a little trick, I've turned my piece over where I want to put my double-sided tape, and I've laid it on there, and then I put my double-sided tape so I can see where my score line is, because you do not want to put glue on this side of your score line, because if you did that you'd be sticking this together and it wouldn't move any longer. So I like to put double-sided tape, and then I'm going to put a bit of wet glue in the middle. So I'm just going to take the paper off the back of my tape, and I've put a bit of glue in the middle there as well. Now I'm just turning this upside down, and I want this to go at the bottom of the card, and I want it to be matching up. So it's nice and straight, and as I said, make sure there's no glue on the back there. Okay, and we will want to be sticking this piece, this square, to this side of our card, so it's going to open like so. So before we stick here, I actually want to stick some decoration on the back, and I want to put this mushroom. So I want my mushroom to be slightly under this grass level. It's meant to be grass, so I want that to be under there, and it actually fits quite well. But what I have done is I've just fussy cut a little gap out there in the with the die that is actually filled in, but I fussy cut that out so it fits into this little gap really nicely. So using a pencil, I know I've got a pen in my hand, but I cannot find a pencil. I just want to make a little mark so I know where I want to go. And then I'm going to stick my mushroom to the background. I've used some wet glue on the back of this, so I don't want it to go over the edge. So I just want it like this. So when this comes down, it's going to be covering the bottom of my mushroom. Obviously you don't have to put a mushroom here. You could put something else there, or you could put nothing there. Okay, so next we want to do the mechanism that makes our wiper card. I want to use this snail that I've coloured in as the image that pops up on my wiper card, and so I've had to adjust my little piece of card here that makes the wiper action. So I've used balmy blue because I want it to match the background. I'm actually going to stamp it as well with my background. But before I do that, I want to let you know that I've had to adjust this. So it is 2 1/4 inches long, and it was 1 1/4 wide, and I've just cut a sliver off of there because it needed to not be seen when it went behind my snail, because it was just a tiny bit too big and you could see it poking out a little bit like this, which I didn't want to happen. So as I say, whatever image you're using, you may have to adjust this slightly. But once you've made one, you'll realise what you need to do and how you need to keep changing them. So I'm going to stamp that with the stamp that I used for my background. So I have my piece of cardstock here. I've done the stamping, and that is facing the desk. So you then want to score a line across the right hand bottom corner, and then we're going to fold that back. You could just use your fingers, you don't actually have to score that. And then I'm going to burnish that down, and that is ready for our card. So I've brought the card base back in, and what we need to do is just lift this over. We're going to be working on the back of this flap. So if you remember, the first square on the right hand side is going to be glued. So don't put anything in there because that's going to be stuck down. We're working on this side here. So I have my little lever here, and what we need to do is put this so the corner of the fold is on this score line, and the rest of it is underneath the cut. So it's going to be like this, but we're only putting glue on this piece here. I'm going to put some double-sided tape on there. So I'll put some double-sided tape on. I'm going to take the backing off. So don't forget, we need to put this corner on this side of the score line, but we want to make sure that that corner is below the cut line. And I'm just going to push it there and then stick that down. So now I want to put some glue on this side. Again, I'm going to use my double-sided tape. Take that off and put a bit of wet glue in the middle. So we want to fold this up like so, and then if you fold this down, so bend it like this and over, that should go in the correct place. So when we turn it over, it pops up. So obviously we need to put our image on there. So now I have to tell you I have made a mistake. At the beginning of the video I told you that I was going to be using this snail on my wiper card that was going to be popping up, but it isn't this snail. I wasn't going to be using this snail, I was going to be using this one. And the reason this does make a difference is because this one's too big. This one's too big. If I wanted to use that one, I would have had to make this area a bit bigger. But I designed my card using this one, and then just totally forgot at the beginning of the video I'm using the wrong snail. So the snail needs to go on, and as you can see, if you can see, I've had to slightly cut my little tab there so my snail will fit on. So my next job is to stick this on here. Hopefully you watch this video all the way through before you start making the card. Just taking the backing off my tape, and then I'm going to position my snail on my little tab, like so. So then he goes down, and you can see he does come a little bit over there, but we've still got to add our happy mail on, and then he pops up, and he goes down, and he pops up. So I'm going to close my card, and I want my snail to go here, and then the sentiment, I want it to be at a sort of angle like so, so it's sort of going across the card, and it's also covering up the tiny bit of the snail there. And so I've put a tiny bit of double-sided tape on the bottom, so I'm going to lay my sentiment where I want it to go, and my snail where I want my snail to go, and then I'm just sticking that to that, and then I can glue my snail on and put a little bit of glue on the back of that piece as well. So make sure your snail doesn't go over this side of your card. And so now when you open, he pops up, and you close him and he goes back down again. I've popped my hello on the back there as well, so it's actually saying hello on the front and hello on the inside when you open. Then just on the back I've put a piece of whisper white which I've cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, stuck a couple of little mushrooms on the bottom, and you can put a sentiment on there, or you could write your message, so just somewhere to write your message really, and there you go, and it stands up lovely. There we go, card is finished. Really cute. Love this wiper card. You know, this is the first time I've made a wiper card. You'd never know, would you, because it was so perfect. You know, I'm very sorry I made a mistake at the beginning there and got my snails a bit muddled up. But it's such a cute card, so cute, and I really love the snail dit. Because I love the snail dit so much, I've got a special offer going on at the moment. So if you buy the snail dit dies, or the paper from me at the moment, and you use my hostess code, which you'll find in the description below, and you will find a different hostess code for every month. So this will go on until May, this offer. So if you buy anything from me, from the Snail dit range, I will send you 4 videos of cards that I've made using Snail dit that are not on my YouTube. But you will need an email for me to send them to you, so I will send a link to your email, and then you can watch them whenever you want to watch them. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.